So, there's a famous Maisa with the Baal Shem Tov that he went up to Shemayim and he asked Moshiach, when is he going to come? And he said, when your wellsprings of it, when your teaching spread out, wellsprings of your teaching spread out, that's when Moshiach will come. So, we need to understand this. We need to understand this. How is it a preparation for Moshiach? But before this, there's a much bigger question that bothers a lot of people. Is why is it permitted to teach Chassidus and the Pnimiyus of Torah, the deep and hidden parts of Torah? Why are we allowed to teach it? The Rambam says that you're not supposed to, and it comes from a Gemara in Chagiga. Rambam says in the first Maramakim, Tzivu Chachamim Harishenim Shalei Lidrish B'Dvarim Elu, all the Divrei Kabbalah, Divrei Merkava, and the things that are in Kabbalah, Dik and Yanim, you shouldn't teach them. Elish echad b'vad. You only teach one person alone at a time, not publicly. This is only if the person is a wise person and he could answer. He could figure out things on his own. Only then you give him the basic points. You teach him a little bit. And on his own, he will fill in the rest of the details. He'll figure out everything else. And he'll figure out the full depth. Extremely deep. And not every person's head is capable of dealing with this. So
that's about Kabbalah and the Chassidus is not made that should only be for.
But Chassidus is it's also dealing with these all. So the question is, where's the heter? Who says Chassidus is different? And not only that, the Arizal says that even Kabbalah nowadays is a mitzvah legalis. It's a mitzvah to be megala the Teres HaChachma, Teres HaKabbalah. So that quote we have from Tanya in the second Maramakim. The Alter brings down the name of Arizal that only in the previous generations you weren't supposed to teach it. But now things change. He said, Alter says, the Gam Kol Chochmas HaKabbalah in Igros HaKodesh, the Gam Kol Chochmas HaKabbalah Hisa Nistar of Yimeim. Chochmas HaKabbalah was hidden during the earlier days. All the Talmidei Chacham was hidden from them. Ki im liyachidi segula. They're only a certain select few who was able to who knew about it. Even this was taught to them very quietly. It wasn't taught publicly. Like it says Bigamara, that the dafka b'deiros elu hachrenim mutar mitzvah v'gadli zeis hachachma. Dafka during this generation now that it's a mitzvah and it's allowed and it's a mitzvah to be megal the chachmas hakabbalah. But not in the earlier generations. That Rishonim wasn't given permission to reveal these things, these secrets, only for himself and for his only to him and his chaverim. So we know that Arizal. So we know that Arizal says things change. But the question is, what is it? What did change? Right, and it's not only Kabbalah, or it's not only Chassidus, even Kabbalah, that Arizal is saying. So what changed? So the Rebbe gives two different biurim. Why? What is it? One reason is Mitzad, because how low the generation is. We're so desperate that we have to have it. On the other hand, you have another explanation which brings up because how close we are to Moshiach. So he gives two explanations. Let's see inside. Third Maramakim, the Rebbe says, in the Kutei Sichos Chelik Lamed, the Rebbe says, Al derech ma shekos v'Rambam, b'psich l'sifrei Moedah HaNevuchim. The Rambam, in the beginning of Moedah HaNevuchim, he excuses himself. He has to explain why is he writing about these things in the Moedah HaNevuchim. It's a lot of deep things which you're not supposed to be talking about publicly. Why is he doing it? He says, you have no choice. People have questions in the moon. If he doesn't do this, there's going to be a disaster. So the Rambam says, why is he writing it? It's just like what Chachamim say about writing down Teir Shabbat Peh. Why are we allowed to? Why do we do it? Because we have no choice. Since the Yidden in times of the Rambam, they were all confused with all these questions and sveikas in Emunah. Therefore, the Rambam was forced to reveal these things. Kedei lahatzal nevuchim b'inyani emunah, in order to save them from inyanim of emunah. So that was what the Rambam did. So the Rebbe teaches us, "V'alderech zeh hu b'negel gilui pnimius hatayra." So it's when it comes to pnimius hatayra, b'deirus hachreinim, shezeh begeder eis lasis lashem heferu teiresecha. That we have no choice. We have to do something which doesn't fit with Torah in order to save the Torah. That Geidol hayirida shel hadeirus hachreinim, because we're in such a low situation, shenismatu halavavis, where our situation is so low. V'chein matzav ha'ilam b'chlalusi is also not doing too well. Shaharasha b'deiris eila hu b'hiskabras yaseira. It's overpowering. This is a big need to reveal this chachma. This awakens our pnimis keichis hanistarim shebenishmas adam in our neshama. Hanesin le'ezer v'siyul liskaber, which gives us help and a keich to be miskaber over the cheshches hagalas mibachutz va'al hamnish shebifnim, and also pnimis issues. Le'isayir ba'avas Hashem v'yirasei love they believe shalom. So Islas Hashem, the Yidden we can't live without it. And mainly the Eibusher is megala to us, Teiras HaKabbalah and Teiras HaChassidus. In Teiras Shalom, there's a sikha from the Rebbe Rashab. He teaches Islam or Geshmak. How he also has the same shaila. He also addresses this question, and he teaches very Geshmak. What's an asayin? He says that the Maila, the reason why we regale Pnimiyah Chassidus now, it's Misad, the Maila of the Mesiras Nefesh that the Yidden have now. There was a lot more Mesiras Nefesh in the earlier generations. We had Grace Tzaddikim with Mesiras Nefesh with Payil. But the Rashab says, but now our Mesiras Nefesh in a way is more powerful. That their Mesiras Nefesh was a one-time thing. They gave up their lives and they died for the Eibusher. But our Mesiras Nefesh, it's a Mesiras Nefesh Tmidi. Every single day you have to live with Mesiras Nefesh. And he goes on to describe that the Cheshach of Golos, everyone makes Cheshach of Torah and Yerushalayim, and it's a Mesiras Nefesh Tmidi. So really we have to be Megala Pnimiyus HaTorah. So this is one reason. The second reason the Rebbe gives is mitzvah, that it's a hachana for Moshiach. How so? How is it a hachana for Moshiach? So you have to know what's going to happen by Moshiach. So the Rambam says that what's everyone going to be doing by Moshiach? Everyone's going to be busy with learning about the Eibusher, knowing the Eibusher. The fourth Maramakim, the Rambam says in Hilchos Melachim, Cha Hamadanim Mitzuin Ka'afar V'lei Esek Kol Ilam Eladases Hashem Levad. We will have everything we need. All we'll be doing is learning about the Eibusher. Lefichach Yishal Chachamim G'deilim. We will be great Chachamim. V'yedin Dvarim Hastumim. We will know great secrets. V'yasigu Nas Beidam Kafi Koyach Adam. According to however we are able to handle. Shenemar Ki Mola Oretz Deis Hashem Kayem Kimayim Layam Mechasim. Just like water covers the ocean. So this is the Rambam is saying. This is what the Rambam is saying in Chassidus.
After Moshiach comes now, so we're learning it now to prepare for that. Since
Yep.
that's what's going to happen then,
so we have to prepare. We have to prepare for that. And Chassidus brings out explain this so much more that there's going to be the Dir B'Tachtonim. There's going to be Gili Olikos in the world. And the Rebbe brings also from the Rambam. The Rambam says that you can't just walk into Moshiach until you make some Moshiach stamos. You have to prepare. The Rambam explains why is Eliyahu Navi supposed to come before Moshiach? He's coming to prepare us. He's in the fifth Maramah, and the Rambam says, "Yirmi pshutin shal divrei hanavim shebetchilas yimeis haMashiach tia milchemes Gog uMagog." It's going to be the war of Gog uMagog. V'shekoydim milchemes Gog uMagog. Before that, Yamei Navi liyashri Yisrael, to straighten us out, and hachin libam, to prepare ourselves. Shnemar hine anechi shalech lachem es Eliyahu v'goymer ve'enei ba leila tamei whatever I was supposed to quote a different part of here. He's only coming to make shalom in the world, like says the Hashiv Levavis Havanim, and all this is a hachan for Bias Mashiach.
The Yom is going to come a little bit before. That's going to be enough time, short while to prepare everything we have to. Give us a day. Now we're learning Chassidus all these years. Here, Eliyahu,
So you're saying, so the Rambam says afterwards that it's not so clear exactly when Eliyahu Navi is going to come. And in Hilchas Azirus, the Rambam says it's a suffix if, it could be he's not going to come. So you're saying, according to this, we understand why with all the Chassidus, we already prepared.
The biggest thing in the world, it's the bigger the thing that you're preparing for, the more achana it needs. Preparing for a big chasana, a big undertaking, needs more achana. Hey, achana for beers on Moshiach. Okay, chaplap, let's go. Quick preparation.
So the Rebbe brings another dogma from the Rambam. Another case example, Rambam says you need a preparation for Moshiach. The Rambam says, after saying how the Rambam proves that in Perkei Aleph that Yoshka and Muhammad, that they're not the real Moshiach because it doesn't fit with it doesn't fit the column of Torah. So then he asks the question in Takas, why did the Eibusher send these two false Mashiachs to trick everyone? So Rambam says, well, we can't understand everything the Eibusher does, but a little bit we could understand that because of them, because even though it was a terrible thing, that things which are hepech HaTorah, and it's not curses, but still through that, the whole world is filled with the concept of Mashiach. Even all the goyim, everyone knows that things aren't okay the way they are. Things have to change. We're waiting for the Bias Goyal Tzedek. There's going to be soon one day where we're waiting for Mashiach to come, and he's going to set things straight, where the world is waiting to be saved. So Elamai, they think that it's this person. Then the right one is going to come, and they're going to realize, okay, fine, it wasn't him. Oops, our mistake. It's him. Okay, let's go. Let's switch directions.
The concept of somebody coming to make things right.
Yeah, all the goyim know that things aren't okay the way it is. We're waiting for something to change. So the Rebbe brings out from there. The Rebbe also points out that you need some preparation for Mashiach. So therefore, too, as a chana for Bias Mashiach, what are we going to be doing? We're going to be learning about the Eibusher. We're going to know the Eibusher. There's going to be Gili Alikos in the world. The Meila, we have to prepare. We have to prepare. What is this? What is this preparation? That's through learning Teres HaKabbalah and Teres Pnias. That's through learning Pnimis HaTorah and through learning Chassidus. That's why, and that's why the Arizal says that B'deira Seil it's mitzvah legali seisa chachma. So two timings. Same is the Cheshach HaGalus, and same is the Achan for Bias Mashiach.
It's not either or, it's both.
Yet.
One explanation is another explanation. We need both.
Yeah, we need both. But then the Rebbe goes on. The Rebbe says there's a nafkamina between these two explanations. He says if you're saying that really we shouldn't be teaching Chassidus nowadays, we shouldn't be teaching Kabbalah, Elamai, Pnimis HaTorah, Elamai, it's an Islas Hashem, we have no choice. You read the Sadeiris. So you only want to reveal how much is necessary. You don't want to go full out. Only whatever you give them, you got enough to give them as Sadeiris.
The more the better.
You don't have to give them everything. But on the other hand, if you're saying it's a Chanukah B'Yas Mashiach, so you want to prepare as much as you could. So that's in the 6th Maramach, and the Rebbe continues. The Rebbe says, "Behesim la'achiluk bein shnei habiurim b'tam gilui pnimis hatayra." So similar to these two explanations, the reason for the gilui of pnimis hatayra, b'deireis ha'achreinim yeshem shnei eifanim gam ba'ifan ha'gilui al derech shnei eifanim shebenigla d'tayra that the Earth Mishnah and Gemara. So corresponding to these two reasons for the gilui of pnimis hatayra, you have a chilik in the eifan ha'gilui of the gilui, similar to Mishnah and Gemara. What is it? Aleph. The first way is the gilui pnimis hatayra is ba'ifan, could be in a way sheha'ikar hu yedias nekudis ha'inyan, just telling you concepts. It's telling you something. It's telling you amazing facts. The kitzer and very short. Just tell you short things that blow your mind out. Aderech lashon Mishnah shehu davar katzer v'keidel inyanim rabim. In the Mishnah, just like the Mishnah gives you a few lines, and the Mishnah can spend, and the Gemara can spend 10 pages explaining it. So that's one way. So if you just want to get rid of the Cheshach of Galus, so that's enough. But Beis, you can have another way that the Gili is ba'ifin muvur or muzbar. It's explain in the Harchava at length, al derech harichos habir v'shaklet hayabiga shabigamara, just like the Gemara explains things. But Lashon is like Sparnusun will be sustained from the Limud Torah. What does that mean? Kumavur ben Farshi Azayar. They explain it will be explained and understood and understood well. Like Halim and Ligirsan. I like someone who learns quickly. Sha'as Halimud who begether Parnasa. It's only you have the basics that you need. Kimavur Vitanya. Sha'al Yidei Liman Ateda Hete Ve'ian Sichle Ashin Itzfesas Besichle Umisachedes Imei Vahayu Achadim Nasa Mazin Lenefesh. There's a difference between Parnasa and Mazin. He's Parnasun. Learn Liman Ateda Begir, so that's Parnasa. You have the basic ideas that you need. But you learn it so much to the fact that it's explained and it's so and you understand it so well that it becomes one with you. That's Mazin. So that's the second eifin. So if the main time for Gilui HaTorah, for Pnimis HaTorah is to help us with our Mesiras Nefesh that we need to have in this generation, so just a little bit is enough. If that's not, but if it's as a Chana for Bias Moshiach, so we need as much as we could get. In this Sikha, the Rebbe gave this explanation. The Rebbe used it for a Shaila. The Rebbe has a big Shaila. Now, what's the whole Maisa? The whole Maisa with Yutas Kislev, that the Rebbe went to jail, and the Rebbe says while he was there, the Magid and the Baal Shem Tov came to him, and he told them. They asked him why is he in jail. They told him for teaching Chassidus. So he asked him, so maybe Shaitaka stop when I come out. So he said, no, Adrab, now that you started, you should keep doing it. So, yeah, and even more so. And that's what the Alter Rebbe did. But the Rebbe is bothered by the question that this isn't the first time the story happened. There's another time the story happened by the Magid. That, I don't remember which Tzaddik it was, but one of they were Ksavim of Chassidus from the Magid. Kenzain, you don't remember it? That they found the page of Chassidus from something that the Magid was teaching, and he got very upset. And it was
that's what happens when you mafas so much. It's already in the streets.
Yeah, and because of that, the Magid was endangered. There's a kid. So the Alter Rebbe came to defend him, and he gave him the mashal. The mashal, he had a sick child, and they couldn't find the medicine. They told him that the medicine is in the gem of the crown. So he told him you have to grind up the gem and put it in, and then put it into his mouth, and maybe even one drop could get in. So why is this story repeating itself? It already happened with the Magid. Why is it repeating itself again? So the Rebbe says that no, because there's two ways of Gilui Chassidus. What the Magid was doing, that was for the Mesiras Nefesh. Mesiras Nefesh, in order for the Yidden, because the Cheshech of Galus, in order for us to live and to survive with all the tzaddas, we need Pnimis HaTorah. So that's what the Magid was doing, and Alter Rebbe defended him. He said that this is the only way the Yidden can survive. But like in the Mashal, you only need one drop to come into the kid's mouth to live. But you don't need much more than that. All you need is one drop.
That's why that Mashal was good for them.
But the Alter Rebbe was doing a whole other thing. The Alter Rebbe is being the Gal Chassidus Chabad, explaining it as Havana and Hasaga. Yeah, the Alter Rebbe took it a stage further. So therefore, so was the heter for the Alter Rebbe. So as a whole, so the reason the Alter Rebbe was able to do it because it was a hachana for Bias Moshiach. It's a hachana for Bias Moshiach. And there's in Teir Shalom is in the Farbringen of the Rebbe Hasham. Someone told us at the Rebbe Hasham that Yutas Kislev is a schalta de Geula. It's the beginning of the Geula. So Rebbe Hasham told him that schalta de Geula is already times of Yaakov Avinu, of Avraham and Yaakov Avinu.
Too long as always.
Schala was already then. He said, but Yutas Kislev is the Pnimius HaGeula. What does that mean? So he goes on Barichas over here to explain that the Gemara says Shis Afi Shnin Hava Alma. The world is only created for it to last for 6,000 years. So, in the first 2,000 years is the years of Toyum. The second two is the years is a chance of Torah, and the second two is Moshiach. So he explains what does that mean. So the first years was years of Tayu, meaning that the Yidden B'chal didn't realize that they were missing it. The people in the world didn't realize that they were missing anything at all. They were living that, Gashmias, everything was fine, they were comfortable, the B'chal didn't realize they were missing anything. So that was Tayu. Tayu, all the Gashmias comes to their Makkars from the Ilum HaTayu. Then came the 2,000 years of Torah, which was by Avram Avinu. Avram Avinu came and he was pale on everyone. He told them there's a Eibush there. Things aren't okay the way they are. Things are not okay. Things have to change. They have to be different. Things have to be different. So that's Shisaf. That was already 2,000 years of Torah. That through Luminat Torah we realized that it's felt. We need something hecher. But then comes the second. But now after Yitas Kislev, we're already in 2,000 years of Moshiach. Which now there's already Gili Elikus. In the 2,000 years of Torah, they knew something was missing, but they didn't hear the Elikus. Now Yitas Kislev, after Yitas Kislev, Elikus is already Gili. So he says that's what Yitas Kislev is. Yitas Kislev is a Pnimis Agula. He gives a dugma. He says, where do you have Gili Elikus? He said about Shuvah sits and he has eater himself and he's bitter about about his matzav, and he has to get better. And he right then he has elikus. That's the her of elikus. That's Gili elikus. So that's. I want to bring it in the Marmakim. We didn't have time.
I think there's a third thing. Saying one is to you need a soteris, the second thing is achana. I think since the Rebbe said the Giyas man Alaska, and even before that, when the Rebbe asked Moshiach, the Hashem asked Moshiach, it's not only achana, it's what's bringing it. Achana means this is going to happen at this time, so we have to prepare. What we're saying is, this is the Mezadas de Geula. We need to do this to make it come faster. It's not achana only. Achana means something's happening in a month from now, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big thing that's happening, so you need achana. So that was telling us, Higiyas man B'lascha means it's not that coming, not just prepare for it. If you do, it's going to be more B'ach Hashem that's going to have to bring it fast. Futsa Meinasach Chutza means, and the Rebbe said, print the Tanyas all over. By doing that, you're bringing the Mayan over there, you are hastening the thing. It's not just preparation. There's a difference between that. Preparation is, there's a set time, you're preparing for it. We're saying, make it come fast.
Yeah. So it's not, in Achinami, it's not in Hachana. Oh, so we'll soon, what time is it? So there's, that's a step. In Achinami, yeah. It's not in Hachana, it's Taka bringing it quicker. And there's another Geshmak of Art. The Rebbe says, why does the Taka have to be in such a way that we have to start preparing beforehand? So besides, the Rebbe Zigga brings a dugma. You have a Lach and Shulchan Aruch that Erev Shabbos, you have to, there's an Indian to taste the food from Erev Shabbos. And Arizal, the Magen Avraham, Al Ter brings it down. Taimei Chaim Zachu. It's a big Indian to taste the food of Erev Shabbos. You can have a Shabbos. Al Derech Zeh now. But the Rebbe says another Geshmak of Art in the Order over there that the Rambam says that Elon Kiminogei Henoiheg when Mashiach comes. Things are going to be, the world, the only thing that's going to change is who's going to be ruling. When you're telling me that Amal is going to be Gili Alikus, what type of Elon Kiminogei Henoiheg is that? So it says that's why we have to start preparing earlier. Remember, that should be a bitum in Hagei Shaleilam. We should be gradual. In the Order, on the 7th Maramach, the Rebbe says, Deishleimar ha'hechrech li'yashe Yisrael l'hori libam l'matzor shleimesa Moshiach. Why does the Rambam say that? Eliyahu Navi has to come and he has to pierce for it. Ki b'li ha'chana zu hadei shinei atzim kezeh ba'ifim pisaimi. Such a sudden change like this, hadei zeh begeder bitum in Hagei Shaleilam. It's a bitum in Hagei Shaleilam. L'das ha'Rambam l'mesa Moshiach ilim kivin Hagei Noyeg.
You have to be safe in such a shock. Shocker.
Yeah, you have to prepare.
You're going to hear the guy who's here behind the wall. Didn't know what he's hearing, but he heard something.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, now I know.
Yeah.
She's going to come and say, this is what, now I know. I was learning about.
This is what you're learning about. And there's another word also. So Taka Meshe, Kiyama Mitzvahs and Limit Chassidus brings Taka, not only is preparation brings Moshiach, but how. So there's a famous verse that Yale Chazer's over, and he says that Well, even before that, how does Torah mitzvahs bring Mashiach? It's not pshat that you do it like a kid. He does something good and you give him a reward. You give him a candy. Candy really, he just did something else, and you're just paying him. Someone does work and you pay him for it. It's not an automatic result. But Torah, when you do Torah mitzvahs, same as it brings Mashiach, it's an automatic result. Why? Because what is Moshiach? Moshiach is going to be Gilui Elikus in the world. And what happens when you do the mitzvah? You're bringing Elikus into the world. When you're doing Torah, when you're learning mitzvahs, this is Mashiach over here. You're being Mamshech Elikus. Like the Alter Rebbe says in Tanya, Schar mitzvah mitzvah. The Schar the mitzvah is the Gilui of the mitzvah alein. Elamai, now we don't see it. What's the lovely we're going to see it? We're going to see everything we did, but it's not pshat that right now we're working, we're doing hard work, and but only at the end, and in a few thousand years, Eibush doesn't give it to us. Right now, every time we do the mitzvah, it's coming closer. And also when it comes to in Teish Chassidus is a step weiter. Teish Chassidus is still now mitzvahs for bringing Elikus into the world, Elamayis Behelim. But when you learn about Chassidus, you're mamish being Megal Elikus in the world. You're understanding Elikus, you're explaining in Yonim, you're understanding Einin Lavadai, that people on their own they're hearing that everything's Elikus, the Eibusher runs the world. We're understanding Dir B'Tachtinim. So it's another shlav. That itself, it's not just say we're doing a chana, we're doing good things, and hopefully the Eibusher will reward us with Mashiach for the nights and that we do. This is Mashiach alein. That's it. This is it. But this is it. There's in.
You learned plenty. If each thing is a gila look how much air we brought already all these years. It's all collective, not what they did before it gets erased. It's already, they brought it down, that stays. That doesn't go away. Whatever was done by all the tzaddikim and everybody till now remains. So we're adding more on top of that. Every day is adding more and more and more there.
Yeah. There's another word that another Geschmack word that Rebbe has that Rebbe brings a dugma from the Frierdiker Rebbe brings a dugma for these two reasons for Gilui of Pnimis HaTorah. One is mitzad cheshach of Golus or mitzad. So that brings a two mashalim from the Frierdiker Rebbe. Is from Gecholim or the Margolius, the pearls. Margolius, pearls, coals and pearls. Gecholim, what is a gecholim? It warms up, it makes light. That's one dogma for Pnimis HaTorah. You have to work. You have to davida. It's kalt. It's a shredded golos. You have to warm things up. Another dogma and another example for Margolius. That's for the other reason. The reason that that's hachan for Bias Moshiach. That's pearls. Everything. What is pearls? What's a jewelry? Everything's okay. The person is fine. He has nice clothes. He looks fine. But you want the person to look nicer.
So it's cholim, and then there's like the flintstone.
Oh, yeah.
Flintstone, you don't even see anything, but it has actually.
Yeah, no, different, right? So there's. So the Margolius. So Rebbe says the hachana for Mashiach. That's al derech the Moshe Margolius. So I saw my taina that. Margolius is nice, but not everyone can afford Margolius. Not everyone has them. You're okay without them. So Rebbe says not when you could taina that in the earlier days when you weren't so close to Zman of Bias Mashiach. But now they're so close to Zman of Bias Mashiach. When there's Bias, where Zman of Mashiach is going to be the chasana of the Yidden and the Eibishter. And the Zohar brings a mashal that now in Golos the Yidden are compared like a kala inside in the burski in the butcher's market, all dirty and all a great mess. The Eibishter has Rachmanas on us. He took us out of Mitzrayim. He took us out anyways. But now we're kind of Zman Bias Mashiach for the chasana. You can't show up to the chasana. I was like, it's gonna be a chutzpah if you show up to the chasana like that. I was like, you have to learn Teres Chassidus. Yeah, that's it. Was off?